All right, so obviously now we understand the basics of a homeowner's policy, but we've just touched the tip of the iceberg, haven't we?
Yeah, I guess so. I don't want to. Yeah, I don't want to overwhelm people.
Okay.
But there's a lot of little details that it's nice to be able to trust an agent, but it's also good to know as the consumer.
Totally. Mm-hmm. So, what other coverage add-ons would you suggest, or do you generally add to the policies when you're making them?
Yeah, I think definitely. I think each agent has their own set of what they call endorsements, little additional coverages on top of a basic policy that they go to. For me, I almost always get extended replacement costs. I know we talked about that at length, but it's just a little extra, insurance, no pun intended, on top of your replacement costs that it just makes you feel a little bit safe, and it's very inexpensive. You can get 25, 50%, 100% extended replacement costs, and that would be, you're getting a home rebuilt, and all of a sudden it's not $400,000. It's ending up to be $600, $800. That can happen.
Okay.
So is that the only thing, though, in terms of just basic add-ons?
No. Ordinance or law is another inexpensive one I always throw on there. What that is, and I always butcher this explanation, but older houses come to mind with that, where I have a certain type of electrical wiring, and Pierce County decided that you have to have this type of electrical wiring now. So now when you're rebuilding it, it costs extra money. That also kicks in where if I have a partial loss, corner of the house comes down for whatever reason, a tree, and in reality, I actually have to demolish more of the house to rebuild the house. Ordinance or law will help in that case. Where, I have $50,000 worth of damage that becomes $100,000 very quickly, and ordinance or law can help out there. Water backup, a little more expensive, but one thing that's unique, if a pipe bursts, in a lot of cases that's surely covered, but if you're gone from your home for 2 weeks and your toilet backs up, not actually covered by your natural homeowner's policy. So water backup, it's $40 to $100. Yeah, it's one that people don't think of. Yeah. And actually one that I don't think gets added on as often as you might think.
That's huge, especially around here. When you're not in city limits and you have a septic system. Right. That's something that
secondary homes.
Run into all the time.
It's a big deal with that, for sure. Okay.
Okay, cool. So obviously, somebody should just reach out and chat with you. It sounds like there's lots of
personal injury too. Yes, for sure. Another inexpensive one that'll always get on there. Some people want something called special personal property, which opens up the different types of ways that you can lose your stuff or lose value on your stuff. I don't want to get too deep into the insurance speak, but there's something called open perils and named perils coverage. Okay. Named would be more exclusive, less reasons why you have a loss.
Okay, so something we've been hearing a lot about in the news, living in Washington and generally on the West Coast, is earthquakes, right? So is earthquake insurance a part of our basic coverage?
Yeah. I certainly remember the one about 20 years ago around here, so it kind of makes it real. You see it on the news all the time. No, earthquake is not. It's not on a basic policy unless it's either added as an additional coverage or you get a separate policy. And in my experience, the price is similar, no matter how you slice it. But I would say, I don't know what the percentage is, but I would say a large majority don't have earthquake coverage on the homes they own. And it's a difficult conversation in that you got somebody closing on their home. It's very quick. They're throwing around a lot of money. And they're very stressed. They are dealing with their lender and the realtor and me.
Buying a house is not stressful.
No. Maybe not for you. But
no, I'm teasing.
Right? Yeah. No, they're putting a lot of money on the line. It's not always the best time to have the conversation about earthquake coverage, so it gets lost for sure.
Okay. Yeah, and you can add that later though. Always.
You can add it any time. Yeah, and I would suggest to anybody, you don't have to have it. It's the consumer's call, but I would encourage anybody to get it quoted. A lot of times it's less expensive than you might think.
So the other thing that's a hot topic that we hear about often is flood insurance. So is that something that's automatically on the policy?
No, another one similar to earthquake. I don't know if more or less known that it's not a part of your policy, but no, it's not on your basic homeowner's policy. And to be honest, the only people that have approached me about flood are when FEMA comes calling and they say you have to get this insurance. So
Totally.
people are not necessarily reaching out on their own to look at quotes on that. And that's not one you need to go across the board and get it quoted. Get a quote. If the coverage is the same, the price should be the same. It's regulated by FEMA there.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Very cool. Perfect. Well, I think we managed to go above and beyond the basic policy now. I know I have a little bit better understanding of what we need. So once again, of course, if you guys have any questions, Kevin's contact information is in the comments. You can reach out to him directly. Otherwise, have a good day.